And good afternoon, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and also tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ for Thursday, July 29th, 2021. Well, I thought I'd come in a little bit early than I normally do because I wanted to show you Amazon. Amazon was the last company out of the big titans to report and kind of follow suit in terms of, even though they made $113 billion, $111 billion in the second quarter, just wasn't enough. And I think it more was their guidance moving forward, because they're projecting that the third quarter sales are likely to be 113 billion, and the estimates were for 118 billion. So time to trim down the stock. It just amazes me because yesterday, as we saw, companies that made $61.1 billion in the quarter. It just amazes me that there are analysts out there who say, well, that just wasn't enough. It impresses me. And nonetheless, here we are. And this stock immediately shed, oh, now it's even more. It is now shed $180. And we're going to just kind of hang out and see where this all ends up. But getting back to what I believe took place, I'm going to continue to leave the three there. But as I said yesterday, what if that was just wave one and this is wave two of the minor fifth wave? Even if it's still just going to be an ABC down, which I'm now more expecting, I waited all day basically for this to turn and to begin to drop down in that third wave as I had laid out in yesterday's update. Well, Amazon's earnings seem to have kicked it off in grand fashion. So the NASDAQ was up, I think, about 30, 35, maybe even 40 just prior to the earnings coming out, and then bam, now it's down 30 as I make this recording. I'm going to continue to look for downside because now that all the earnings are out, the Fed's made their news, and I have to wonder, it's like, well, is this going to draw all the rest of the sellers that have been wanting to get out here because they feel the highs are in for right now and they want to get out? That's the case. I think that's what could drive this market. So again, not much to be adding. If this is A and this is B, then we're in a C wave down. And that seems to be the ticket right now. I'm going to see how far they take it down overnight. But again, you know, we have first our own after hours, and then we have Globex that starts in an hour, 50 minutes. And then we have Asian markets and we have the European markets to digest everything that's taken place today and put their thumbprint on it. Now, I think we continue to move lower. As I said yesterday, still appears to be that's what is in place or in progress, even with that strong opening rally that we saw this morning. And it was really powerful. They just came in and bought it, took it up to the highs. The highs were exceeded a little bit later in the 11 o'clock hour. But then it was just like sit and wait, sit and wait, sit and wait, sit and wait, and then boom, the earnings come up. So let's look for continued downside. Right now, it's not even, well, it's going to get close, I think, to the 3A2 support level, and that would be coming off. And that's at 14,935. Then we have 22. Then we have 893. So you see we've got support coming all the way down. And remember, now what I'm looking to count is 5 waves. 5 waves, that's what I need to see. 5 waves to complete the C wave coming off of this. So if indeed that's what's in play, I'm looking for a 5-wave structure. Anything short of that keeps us in this box that it has been for now 2 days, yesterday and today, just sitting in a box, not doing much, not getting much above the highs, certainly not even coming down to test the lows, except a couple of times overnight. Now, this would be the first area where I would look for this to complete. This is where the C wave, if indeed it is a C wave, would be equal in length to the A wave, which is at 14,711. The continued support can be found down below if it extends beyond. So the next logical for me would be that's going to come in at 1.618 times the length of that A wave, and that is at 14,486. So I think that if they build enough on the sell pressure side that people are like, okay, we're done, we've got all the earnings, we now can make our decision, we're going to exit right now. We're going to exit some of these overvalued stocks, et cetera, et cetera. And that could be all that takes place, just rotation in and out, maybe shifting it over to something else, but they're going to be leaving probably the high-tech sector for right now. And that seems to be what I think will take place. So we got that support, and then we have the next zone really comes in down here. If it breaks below 14,441, this is going to be the top. But unfortunately, that's how long I have to wait. I mean, I can start to call it, if it breaks below here, it's not a wave 4. But then again, it could be that this is only wave 1 and this is a wave 2. So to put that high in place firmly for now as the completion point for minor wave 5, intermediate wave 5, primary wave 5, and cycle wave 3, that's where it has to break. It has to break 14,441. If it breaks below that, it should go through it, not just go down, test it, break a little, and then rally. That wouldn't work. And it needs to break it and keep on going to give us additional confirmation. Could it do it tomorrow? It would be more of a crash, but yes, it could. I've seen it. We all have if you've traded the NASDAQ long enough. So that's how I am going to leave this right now. Again, 5 waves. You're going to get a 1, you're going to get a 2, excuse me, retracement round and a bounce. And then you're going to get a 3, which should be the longest and the strongest wave. Then you're going to get a wave 4, that's a bounce. And then you're going to get a wave 5. Where that all ends up, we will track it on the way down. So just telling you, that's what I'm looking for. And the wave 1, 3, and 5 can also extend within. And what that extending means, it's going to break into its own 5 waves. And sometimes within that, one of those waves will break into its own 5 waves. So these waves can really extend out. They can extend down, since that's the direction that I'm looking for it to go. So that's why we have much lower target levels if these things start to extend. If we get other markets to join in, that they're going to start dumping tech stocks, and they're going to start dumping out of stocks that just maybe didn't perform as well as they thought they should, we could really get some downside going. So it could be a very busy Friday. It's also an expiration. So we're going to see a lot of things just kind of go sliding through strike prices, number one, in Amazon. And some of the other stocks that are going to get, excuse me, get hit today. You got PayPal, you got Facebook. Google's off a little bit, not that much. Google was the only one that really did well and reported stellar earnings. Microsoft, not that bad. But again, it's expiration. So continue to trade what's in front of you. Continue to use your moving averages, which, by the way, if we take a look, let me see if I can get this back. I love it when it does that. I want to go back to my hourly so I can start there. Checking in on the hourly chart, I'm going to open that up so we can see those moving averages. You can see, boom, 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 they're all heading lower. The 200 is at 14,935 basically right now. If that gets broken, these are all going to drop below it. And that's going to tell you that the hourly chart, on the hourly chart, we are going down. Right now, it's heading very, very nicely, very cleanly in that direction. I'm just going to start going down so I can show you how just this after hours move is forming. And we've got, now you can see that the 4 and the 8 are moving below the 20, then the 20 are to move below the 50. The 4 is almost below the 50. So it's beginning to take its toll. And continued selling will, on the 30-minute chart, this slide has already broken the 200. So it's starting to look rather negative. We're getting a negative buildup in here. It's going to go down to the 15-minute chart. And eventually what we do, we get it all the way down to where on our 5-minute chart and our 2 and our 1. And if we get them all in alignment, we're gonna have a serious down day. If only like the 1, the 2, and the 5 get in alignment, and the 30 and the hourly don't, well, then there's a chance that it's just going to be limited, and then we're going to pop. So, but all the way down, I can see that that's how it's building. On the 15-minute, we've really slid below the 200. The last one that I'll check together with us today is that daily, because again, what we always look for. Yeah, see here, it's just kind of still sitting up pretty high. But if it breaks below the 8, which it is actually getting pretty close to, it's kind of hidden there, but it's the market is trading at 81 and the 8 is at 944. So if it starts to come down, then it's all cooked. And that's what I'm going to leave for today. Next update will be on Sunday.